In June of this year, while on a vacation to Thailand, we had an extra day in Chiang Mai and decided that we were going to spend it going to go and visit some of the elephants at the Elephant Nature Park. We first arrived with a well-spoken English tour guide, and he basically gave us the rundown on everything that we would be doing for the day, as well as some background as to what the nature park was about. The elephants that we were going to be walking with and treating this day were 3 females, and I believe that 2 of them had been in the tourist trade and prevented from being with the general herd, so we went to this smaller preserve where we would spend the day pampering them. You want to find an organization that's going to allow you to experience what it's like to spend a day with elephants, but not to actually ride them. They say it's quite bad for the elephants to have people or tourists riding them throughout the day. This sort of ecotourism is a growing trend in Thailand, and we decided that this was going to be the best way for us to be able to experience these elephants as close to their natural environment as we could. Our trip was not going to be the standard trip. We actually decided to go on one that was a little bit more advanced as far as going to go spend the day walking around with 3 elephants that were in a separate preserve, to where we would go and bathe them and feed them and go for a walk with them throughout the day. It lasted about 4 to 6 hours, and the Elephant Nature Preserve, or the Nature Park, came and picked us up from our hotel in Chaing Mai and drove us the hour and a half or so to get there. If you've never been around elephants, it's quite an experience, and you really gain this appreciation for, just how massive they are, and you want to respect them and treat them in a way that you're not going to be frightened at any point. It was amazing how you could walk directly next to them, and they were completely calm and used to human interaction, so it made for quite a fun experience. If you had any food with you at the time, they were very inquisitive and always wanting to get a snack along the way. So after feeding them and giving them a bit of a walk, we then took them to a mud hole where they gave us these buckets, and they wanted us to fill them with mud and basically rub the elephant down with this mud like they would do normally. These are very pampered animals in this environment, and they took to humans being around them and basically rubbing mud all over them very well. As we were walking these elephants, we went up to this green pasture where it was very scenic, and we were able to see them in a very, very natural environment. And to see them not having any bridles or anything on them, and being able to walk up to them and take photographs and pet them was a really enjoyable experience.
Oh, you're good. No, don't worry about it. You're good. You're fine. Don't worry about it.
Each one of these elephants had its own handler who would basically make sure that they were always very well taken care of, and it was someone that they could always identify on a daily basis as us as tourists were coming around. We made our way down to a watering hole where the elephants waded in pretty deep, and we were then to follow and rinse off the mud that we had put on them before. You really got an appreciation for the skill when, they would be in the water and all of a sudden they would roll over, and you had this urgency to get out of the way so that you wouldn't actually be laid on by this very large animal. At one point, Ashley and I found both of ourselves tripping over the legs of this very large elephant while we were in the watering hole with them. They were quite playful, and they enjoyed being sort of splashed and having them washed down. Towards the end of the day, we went ahead and prepared another meal for them, which was supposed to be high in vitamins, and we all had to peel bananas and put it into this rice mix and mix it all up by hand and make these giant balls of food and then actually give it to them. This is the closest that I've ever put my hand inside of an elephant's mouth. Going to the Elephant Nature Preserve was one of the most amazing experiences that I've had on a vacation. If you ever find yourself in Thailand, this is truly a must-do. It will leave you with an experience that you will remember for the rest of your life.